Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the HTC Ascension Challenger Invitational. My name is Seth Achilleos King. With me is Bill Jump Carter, and we are coming back for Game 2 of this first best of 3 of the day. It's Lyon Gaming versus DZG Fire, who find themselves at a disadvantage. Lyon Gaming coming out the gates, hitting hard, and find themselves a first victory. DZG now on the blue side of the map, going to have to fire back and try to net themselves a victory. Otherwise, it's going to be a 2-0 in favor of Lyon. We'll have to see what happens.
It started off slow, but it turned into a quick battle right there for Lyon Gaming, really taking the ball, running back and forth with it, and just outscoring DZG Fire at every opportunity. Now, things can change. We do have a side swap, like you mentioned, DZG Fire on the blue, Lyon Gaming on the red. So what are they going to change in this pick ban phase? We already see the Tom Kench as well as the Callista being taken off the board, consistent from last game. But does DZG Fire, do they change their strategy? Is there anything that they want to take away from Lyon Gaming this time that they just don't want to get into the hands? They have first pick. Lulu is a potential. They can choose to ban the Fiora away. Max Turbo has played Fiora. It's not his best champion, but he can pull it out if the need arises. But looks like it's going to get taken right off the table. Indeed.
Yeah, not too surprising. Gerald just played the Fiora phenomenally in that last game, so unsurprising that they decided to go ahead and take that one right away. The Gangplank coming through the ban yet again from the side of Lyon Gaming, so they're keeping it pretty consistent with this Callista GP ban, not changing up too much, which means that maybe they're not too scared of what DZG has to offer. Last ban about to come through here for Fire. We'll see what they want to prioritize. There's still a lot on the table that can be taken away. Of course, the Darius, the Mordekaiser, two of the big ones that we didn't see really much of at Worlds, but it's actually going to be the Evelynn taking that one away from Frack.
So this is very new. The last time that they did this, they actually banned the Elise away. So this tells me that they're kind of expecting to maybe pick up an Elise or even the Rek'Sai as far as the top junglers. As we said, Frag, he has played Evelynn to quite success. He does love watching and playing the Evelynn get through. The Elise actually is going to go down, so this leaves a lot of options on the table. Veigar is left open that they can first pick, but it looks like they actually might choose the Lulu, and this is the best thing that they can do, in my opinion. Get that out of the hands of Yuri. But oh my God, Achilleos, is this going to be the first Kindred game, first series of the entire HTC tournament, and we might actually see a Kindred come out and play with us?
Yeah, I was so distracted by the Fiora ban and the benching of the Kench that I completely forgot that the Kindred has made it through the pick and ban, and it looks like it might get picked up here for the side of Lyon Gaming, which would be extremely interesting. We've seen a lot of compositions coming across lately with this Kindred, at least in like solo queue and sometimes in like ranked 5s and whatnot in the challenger scene, with Soraka being a major proponent to success for that because you just never die. So I want to see what they're going to finalize if they decide to lock it in. Looks like they are going to play around with it. Last 5 seconds. I want to see this thing locked in.
They teased this. They teased this up until the last. Again, man, the first date went too wrong. The first game went too wrong. So you don't get a kiss at the door. You just get a nice little pretty hug and say, maybe next time, Dad. Maybe next time. Looks like Frag's just going to pick up the Rek'Sai right there. And we're just going to roll past it and just, go on.
All right. I'm going to let it go. So Rek'Sai Thresh being picked up here for the side of Lyon Gaming. And again, really consistent champions, nothing too surprising. This isn't going to allude to too much for their team composition, but over on the side of DZG, they saw that Jinx excel for Seiya. They say, you know what, we're going to take that one for ourselves, snatch it up, and keep it away from the hands of Seiya here. So we'll have to see what he decides to pick up here. Callista off the board. Could go for the Tristana. We'll see what he decides to pick up. Could just be the Kindred AD carry. I actually don't know this matchup. I do not know how this does into a Jinx.
So it could go well if they pair it up with something. Oh no, the Jinx or the Thresh is there. So it has a lot of mobility, has a lot of fighting potential. It really comes down to what Seiya decides to do and when Seiya decides to throw down that Wolf's Frenzy, because the Wolf's Frenzy has a very static area of effect as far as what he's going to do with it. But I can't even go into it because it looks like they're actually just going to switch it up. and go for the Sivir. But it has a lot of dueling potential because she's going to have the quick reset on her Q when the Wolf's Frenzy is down. That's a lot of opportunity to really dodge out the skill shots coming from Vulcan's Morgana. So that was fun. Again, another tease. Doesn't like we're going to have it. They're going to lock in the... Excuse me, they're going to lock in the Sivir, leave the door open for Yuri to give him everything else. And now is really an opportunity of what is DZG Fire going to do? Because again, the Lulu can still go into the top lane. Lulu can go into Gnar. It's not the greatest of matchups at all times, but it is something that could work. So they could flex this to the top. However, Cobra might want to put that into his hands.
Yeah, I'm not sure. So far, they have all of the components pretty much of Lyon's team composition from last game, but not going to be able to get that Fiora, obviously, like you said. The Lulu into the Gnar, not the most consistent, so it'll be interesting to see if Max Turbo does play that one, but I think it will be in the hands of Cobra, as stated. But a lot resting on these last two picks, and you can see the DZG are taking their time with this, running down the clock. Hover over Jarvan. This would be an interesting one for sure. Last second flip, it's actually going to be Zac and Varus coming through. So we will have a Varus in the mid lane and a Zac jungle.
So the Zac changes did happen between 5.18 and 5.21. I'm not sure exactly which patch, so curse me for being a bad caster and not catching up on the patch notes. But he did get an increase on the size and the range of his slingshot. So it goes very, very far. I actually played a game in solo queue yesterday where I had a Zac jungle, and it's almost unbelievable on the range that slingshot can provide. So there's a lot of extra gank potential on there. The Varus pick, though, is very interesting because that's going to really kind of narrow down what Yuri wants to go into the mid lane. He can still go for something like a Victor in the mid if he wants to. Azir is an option. I wouldn't be surprised if they go to a solid scaling mid laner, though, because when you have that Sivir composition there, you just need a good solid amount of damage and even late game damage in the mid lane. So something like an Azir could work. The Victor as well. Again, I wouldn't be surprised if that pops out in there. But again, a very solid composition by Lyon Gaming. We're going to have the Orianna, so it looks like the team fight composition is really going to get pulled out here, and they're going to put it to the test.
Yeah, I like this a lot. Really good ball delivery systems here with the Gnar. He has his leap in. You have the tunnel for Rek'Sai could just go in, get the pop-up straight into the Shockwave. Really awesome engage there. As well, even with Arce on the thresh, lands that death sentence follows through with the shield, can just enable that Shockwave to get right into the ranks of DZG. So really good comp coming in from Lyon, but they have to execute on it properly. It's going to entirely come down to that. If they cannot execute, then they're really just going to fall to the wayside, and DZG should be able to run away with this one. I want to keep our eye on this mid lane going into this laning phase, because Orianna, a lot of harass with those auto attacks, but of course, Cobra with this Varus, going to have a lot of damage, that percentage HP damage that he can deal with the W combined with the piercing arrow to deal that percentage HP damage. It's going to be really scary, so we'll have to see how that one's going to kind of develop, because if Yuri can get rolling on this Orianna, he can land the biggest shockwave in the world, but if it's not dealing damage, it's not going to turn the tide of a fight.
Not all, because there's not that much follow-up damage that he has. Yes, you've got the Gnar as well as the Sivir, but it's not the highest output of damage. Another note for this mid lane is that Cobra is actually running heal as opposed to teleport. So we're not going to have the double teleport that we see time and time again across the board. It's actually going to be the teleport advantage in favor of Lyon Gaming. And so if they can coordinate these ganks correctly, then there's a lot of opportunity that can happen. I'm excited for this. I want to see how they decide to play the teleport with Yuri, because if they decide not to go for the 2v1 like what they did in the last game, then you could pretty quickly see a 5-man bot lane and just destroy nothing here in Vulcan if they get themselves out of position.
Yeah, certainly going to be interesting to see how that lack of teleport does play. And we've seen so many teams running double teleport pretty much throughout the entire World Championship. It was the staple that you would take for your mid lane. Faker really kind of switching it up at the finals, running Ignite on like his Cassidon instead of that teleport because he just wanted to have more pressure. But I don't know. We'll have to see how this is going to fare for DZG. They're obviously playing on the back foot right now, down a game in this best of 3 set. They lose this one. That's going to be their first loss over to Lyon Gaming. Of course, this is a double round robin tournament for those of you who are unaware. So all of the teams are going to be playing each other twice in each of their groups, 2 groups, Group A and B. So these guys will face again, but they're very likely going to be wanting to take this victory and take them to a game 3 to try to get that that first win over Lyon Gaming. We'll see what happens when we come back. We're going to go to a quick little break. Before we do, shout out to our sponsors, of course, HTC for putting on this tournament. Could not do it without them. If you guys didn't see, we're actually running a contest right now that you can enter over at HTC Esports on their Twitter. You can find it there. You can enter to win 3 Team Liquid engraved HTC One M9 phones. So we'll be giving those away throughout the course of this tournament. And if you don't win, fair not, you can always go ahead and buy yourself one by using the promo code HTC Ascension to get $100 off of your purchase. So be sure to go ahead and check those out. Yeah, that's a pretty good discount.
That's a good little chunk of money off of it.
It's like a 1/5, 1/6 discount. I forget exactly what it is, but it's a pretty good amount.
You could buy a lot of RP. You could buy a lot of RP. Maybe a new microphone, a headset, a good-looking pair of glasses for yourself, you know, something.
That's true. Very true. But be sure to check that out. And also the HTC Vive. I saw we were running one of the videos before. Really awesome piece of technology. If you ever get the chance to use it, I highly recommend you do so. But we're going to get ready to load in. So we'll be right back. And when we come back, it's going to be Game 2, Lyon, now 1-up over DZG Fire. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the HTC Ascension Challenger Invitational. If you're just joining us, my name is Seth Achilleos King. With me is Bill Jump Carter. We'll be your casters for this first best of 3 set, which it is DZG Fire. Now on the blue side versus Lyon Gaming, who are 1-up in this best of 3. But going back to DZG, Max Trobo finding himself in the top lane, this time on the Lulu. Doom Trobo in the jungle on the Zac, first that we're seeing, of course. Cobra in the mid lane on Varus. Nothing here, trying his hand at the Jinx, and Vulcan on support in that bot side of the map with Morgana.
And flipping over to the red side for Lyon Gaming, we got in the top lane on Gnar, Lord Jarrah, Frag on Rek'Sai in the jungle, Yuri on that Orianna in the mid lane, Core Pride, other known as Seiya, on AD carry Sivir, and Arce on Thresh. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, you can go to the Twitter and spread your knowledge and which you think is going to win this best of 3. Hashtag HTC Ascension. Everybody's going to be checking at the casters. We'll make sure to chime in after the game as well. Get your vote, get it going, and let's get this game underway.
Yeah, definitely want to hear from you guys what your thoughts are on the tournament. If there's anything that can be improved, if you like the casting, if you like the matches, tell us what your favorite moments are. And like Bill said, just use that hashtag HTC Ascension and be sure to tweet at HTC Esports so we can go ahead and read all of your thoughts on this tournament. But back into the action, you can see, even after having played a game against each other, these guys not going to go for any type of invasive play, just looking to keep things standard with that 5-point wards completely spread out across the river. No deep vision whatsoever going to be spotted out.
Line of scrimmage getting respected. DZG not wanting to go out and crazy. Their back is against the wall right now. This is a best of 3. They are down 1 game to Lyon, so they really need to make sure that they get things going in this match. They're not going to opt for the 2v1. You're going to have a standard double jungle start, and Lord Jarrah is going to know this and do a really good job at pulling the minion wave there, get that push started, and really try to control the minions so Max Trobo gets denied as much farm and XP as humanly possible.
Yeah, you can see both of these bot lanes actually opting to go ahead and start with the jungle camp. So this is going to be Seiya picking up the Gromp for himself. Nothing here, and Vulcan going for the Krugs as well. So going to be coming into this lane fairly evenly as far as experience and gold goes. So we're going to have to see how these guys decide to push, if they're going to be really forceful to try to get the early levels over top of each other. You can see Arce and Seiya have hit that level 2 mark. And nothing here in Vulcan paying a lot of respect to this death sentence, not moving up to this wave. because they do not want to get grabbed by that one. The hook down, however, this will instill some confidence in them, likely going to be able to push a little bit back up and try to get themselves some CS. But as you can see, nothing here. He's going to be completely reliant on not only CSing under tower, but likely having to use his rockets to last hit to get that maximum range. So far, though, nothing too crazy coming out. They just get pushed back. I think they're fairly contented to be farming underneath of this tower for the time being. You see he's got a decent enough wave here, should be able to catch up on these CS numbers. Misses a few here and there due to the tower. Only so much you can do. Death Sentence goes through. Nice Black Shield. Will deny that grab, however. But good harass from Arce, trying to abuse and threaten this bottom lane as much as possible early on.
Yeah, Frag going over to his red buff. He's actually doing a full clear, so he's not prioritizing his early aggression. He just wants to get the levels. He wants to get the XP. Probably going to go back and get things done. Again, though, more aggression. Arce really trying to put DZG's bot lane to the test right now as he's just going up, trying to zone them off best he can. Trobo roaming himself back and up around, handling that Scuttle Crab like any other blob would.
You see, though, meanwhile on the top side of the map, Gerald taking a lot of damage, so still coming out a little bit ahead on CS, but Max Trobo doing really well with his Glitter Lances to keep harassing this Gnar out, trying to keep him as low as possible. Arce taking a little bit of damage, has to be cautious. I mean, he should know this matchup fairly well. They just ran the same bot lane that they're facing in the last game. You have to be cautious of those bindings into the Chompers, because it just is a lot of damage for you to take in a short period of time, so gonna have to play a bit more cautiously down and around here, but still, I like the forward aggression that he's showing against these guys.
You're right. Lord Geralt forced to teleport back into lane. He ended up having to pick up that second Doran's Blade as well. So he's a little bit scared of the damage that Max Trobo can pull out. This is really good. He needs to try to apply as much pressure as he can. Lulu, once she's able to get onto that Morellonomicon and just crank out the damage, she really can bully herself out. But something that we haven't touched upon yet thus far is the mid lane that we focused on so heavily in the pick ban. It's very even. Both Cobra and Yuri are respecting each other's differences, but here comes the pings actually from Lord Geralt trying to do something. He wants control of Mr. Krabs. No Krabby Patties for you. They're all mine.
We'll go ahead and he zones out Doom Trobo away from the Scuttle. So he should be able to take that one with relative ease for himself. Looks like Doom just going to go over to these Krugs and try to take those ones. Actually roaming down to the spot side of the map, maybe going to try to get engaged. One of the most recent changes, I believe it is the last change that Zach received, was that enhanced range on his Elastic Slingshot. So he can gank from a significant distance at this point. So even from this first brush in the bot side of the map could get onto Arce and Seiya. If it lines up properly, that Death Sentence not going to land. Actually, probably fortunate for Arce, because if it had and he went in, it would have been the follow-up from Doom Trobo immediately. And we can see he's wasted enough time down around this bottom side of the map. He's just going to go ahead and back off and go right back into the jungle.
A really good weight game by Frag as well to sit and go. But oh, here comes the lantern.
Oh, yeah, here comes Frag. It's a double pop-up. Vulcan halfway down, but the Black Shield goes through onto nothing here, and that's where the Death Sentence connected onto. If they'd just gone for Vulcan, they would have certainly gotten the kill. So a little bit of a poor choice by Lyon Gaming, but still good harass and a good gank coming out from Frag. Doom trying to respond as quickly as he possibly could there, but just not going to be able to find any kind of counter attack.
It was such a good moment of patience right there for Lyon Gaming. Frag just going off and going when he needed to, but look at this. Now they're zoning him out. This is a lot of experience and a lot of minion gold that he is just getting out, but the hook lands on Doom Trobo.
He gets hooked, and Arce goes forward. The Chompers will lock in Frag, but the Ignite goes across, and nothing here is just going to get devastated as Frag takes away that kill for the first blood. Nice pickup for Lyon, but here comes Cobra. Throws out the ultimate onto Pride, who takes the Dark Passage. Will that be enough to get him to safety? Doom Trobo throws a ward over the wall. The heal to try to speed them up. Poor Pride taken so low. Has to flash to safety. Yuri is there for the shield to follow up. The shockwave comes through, pulls in 3 of them, and then Arce is going to throw out the Death Sentence and pull himself to the Raptors. He gets bound up by the Dark Binding, and Max Trobo will go ahead and fire back and get a kill for himself. Overall, it's a 1-1, but first blood goes over to Lyon Gaming.
Oh, that was such a close clutch play right there for Arce. That would have been one of your top 5 replays of the week for sure if he would be able to hit that hook and get away safely. But a well-placed binding coming out of Vulcan to secure that kill. 800 gold lead in favor of Lyon Gaming. And the first blood, you're right, going down onto Frag is going to allow him to go back when he does and secure a good amount of a good amount of items. He's going to be able to finish the enchantment onto the Stalker's Blade, get a little bit of tankier stats, help things out going from there. Taking a quick glance of where we're at across the board as well, we did have Lord Geralt try to push up and get himself done as Lulu was doing her thing. He's up about 2 waves of CS right now. He's slowly building towards, it looks like it might actually be the Frozen Mallet to try to have a little bit more sticking potential onto that. But looks like the lanes reset. We're right back at square one.
Yeah, and like you said, you got that significant increase in CS over top of Max Strobo, but because of that kill going over onto the Lulu, they break pretty much just about evenly. Max currently finding himself up about 50 gold, so Geralt's still going to have to maintain his CS and try to harass out Max as best as he can with his hyper stacks that he generates. You can see though, it looks like Lyon are going to go ahead and opt to make the first attempt at this dragon. Burn the Void Rush to get themselves down there, and just no vision around the pit at all from DZG Fire. They're going to be able to take this one away with relative ease. First Dragon over to Lyon Gaming at just the 9-minute mark.
Another capitalization on the missteps of DZG Fire. We saw it in game 1. Every little move that they make, if they're even slightly out of position, that inch, again, is going to turn into a mile. They did such a good job. We're able to secure this first dragon, push themselves up a little bit farther objectively, and just look at how deep their vision control is in the bot lane. Frag just has his knowledge and is able to help his team provide so much pressure. They know that this Elastic Slingshot has such a crazy amount of range, so just knowing exactly where Doom Trouble is and being able to predict exactly when he's going to be at the specific lanes is just leaps and bounds as far as strategy goes in this early game for Lyon Gaming.
Really great vision control out of there, out of the side of Lyon Gaming, and also good tunnel systems built up by Frag here. You can see the bottom side of the map is absolutely just peppered with tunnel systems. So if something happens, if there's a gank, he can just zip his way straight down there and try to show up for that counter gank. Doesn't have the Void Rush available for a little bit longer. He's got about a minute left on it. But even so, good on him to build up that system, and especially in places that can't be contested or controlled by DZG at this moment. They'd have to really push way forward into the jungle of Lyon if they wanted to clear those out. So just really good on him so far. You can see Geralt still maintaining that CS lead, but taking a bit of harass still from Max Strobo, who's just abusing those Glitter Lances at every turn to keep the HP bar of Geralt down, because he knows that if he gets that Meganar, he's just going to want to leap in. But the lower he takes him, the easier it's going to be to turn that engage around for Max Strobo, who of course does have that Wild Growth of his own. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Doom Strobo comes in, uses that max range Elastic Slingshot, but in the bot side, Vulcan getting bound up, has to flash away. The Ignite taking will not take him down. Good damage coming out from the side of Lyon, but not going to be able to find themselves a kill. They will, however, get themselves a turret. Arce, oh, he flashes forward, but he finds nothing but minion. That sentence not going to connect to any desirable target whatsoever. So a little bit of a misplay, maybe a little bit of over-aggression there. But all the same, Lyon will be able to get that bot turret relatively shortly.
He went fishing and it didn't go the way that he planned. Right into a minion. We have the top 5 plays, but I wonder if we have a top 5 not plays, as that might actually top the list. Securing a minion, while it's great for your hook percentages, it doesn't necessarily work at killing champions. But Seiya able to kill towers right there. First tower going down in favor of Lyon Gaming. A lot of pressure being applied there. Frag as well, talking about pressure, has really been hovering around this top lane, wanting to get Lord Geralt in the good spot. He is still up in CS, but trying to provide some kind of extra pressure is all that this lovely Rek'Sai is about right now. Doing some counter jungling around. The pings are going, where is he? Where is he? Doom Trovo gonna catch him out as the ultimate says, hey buddy, I'm here, that's my pink ward. Run away, please.
That's a really aggressive ultimate just to stop a pink ward take. But, I mean, hey, it works. Doom Trovo does go ahead and back off. So, I mean, to each their own, I suppose. Goes ahead and burns that one out. You can see those piercing arrows in this mid lane. Still doing a pretty decent amount of damage here onto Yuri. Not able to, throw that shield onto himself. But Yuri finding himself in a very advantageous position as far as CS goes. 122 to 106. That's going to net him about a 400 gold lead after you factor in the assist that Cobra has under his belt. Rod of Ages build actually coming out for the Orianna. Really like that pickup here. It's going to allow him to play a bit more offensively against Cobra, because otherwise he would just get completely harassed out by that percentage HP damage that he's dealing. So he's going to be a little bit tankier. He's going to have a bit more sustain in this lane. So I do like that pickup. I want to see how he's going to maybe roam in the next couple minutes here to try to impact the map. That bot tier 1 tower is gone for the side of DZG, so if they decide to push up, could be a really good time for maybe Yuri and Frank to rotate down to that boss end of the map and try to get a double kill for Seiya, or even for Yuri himself. We can see the blue buff picked up, though, likely going to lead to him maintaining a farm fest in this mid lane.
Yeah, Doom Trouble is going to lurk around to try to do something, but he's going to get spotted out by that ward. The Elastic Slingshot is getting charged up, but here's Frag. He's waiting in the midst right next to Arce. If Seiya gets dove, he's going to have all the support of his team around him. Instead, they're just going to back off. They don't know that they did this, so he's going to walk back. The sweeper is going to go into the front push, but again, they have no vision. This is going to allow Frag to come around and get everywhere that he needs to go. Lion Gaming has the advantage right now.
There he goes. He doesn't connect with anybody. That's going to be on top. The choppers come down. It will lock in Frag. Trovo trying to hop his way back out. Jiro, he comes in with the teleport. The TP coming in from Max Trovo as well. There's no Megadar quite just yet, and now Yuri says, you know what? I want a piece of the action. He comes in with his teleport. Jiro goes for it. Pops the passive on the Zac. They should be able to burn straight through him. We'll have to see if they're going to try to re-engage onto any more members of DZG, or if they're just going to leave the Zac to die. Looks like it might be the latter. Lion Gaming not able to find any more picks off of that fight, but they get one for themselves, 1-0 in their favor.
For all the strategic advantage that they had right there, they weren't able to pick anything up outside of Doom Trouble. It was such a good job. Actually, I might stand corrected. There's a good stuff, but
Yuri.
The whiff, ultimate.
Yeah, major whiff, but that jet sentence didn't whiff, and nothing here just gets decimated by Arce. Vulcan now in his sights. Finishes off that kill as well. Yuri unable to find the killing blow, but that is going to be another 2 kills in the pocket of Lion Gaming. 3-0 overall off of that engage.
And with the dragon spawning in about 20 seconds, that's going to be all but free, as you still have death timers on Vulcan and nothing here. Cobra was not in any form or fashion of that fight. He started to roam down, but after everything seemed lost, he just said, all right, guys, I'm going to do the farm thing. So he went to the mid lane, tried pushing up that tower, wasn't able to get it and provide pressure. He got some damage, but it's still sitting on a solid over 700 HP. Now is the time where things are trying to get crazy, though. Doom Trobo, he's going in by himself. Cobra has the ultimate available.
Arce is quite low. Cobra comes in. He throws out the ultimate, locks in Frag, but they can just tunnel right over the wall. Arce going through with the death sentence as well. Gets themselves to safety, staying calm, cool, and collected in that circumstance. You can see that this could set up for DZG to take away their first dragon of the game. Would be the second one overall. Frag playing forward, but down to half HP. Gonna have to be really cautious if he decides to go in. Gets locked up by that binding. So much damage coming through. Passage not going to go out in time, and he gets destroyed. And that looks like that will be the first dragon of the game going over for DZG. So good on them, making the best out of a bad situation. On the hunt popped, here comes Seiya. Arce down to about 10% HP. The rocket goes through, it does not crit. The flash forward, nothing here, finds a kill. Can he find more? Looks like Yuri will go down. It's a double kill for the Jinx. Jiro bound up in the
Meganar's almost up.
He's trying to get a kill onto Vulcan. There goes the Meganar. It doesn't even matter. The triple kill going through for the Jinx. Nothing here. Just turning this game on its head now. All of a sudden, DZG right back in the driver's seat. Still down in gold. Picking up their dragon and picking up some objectives.
Nothing here says I'm something here. I can carry on Jinx too. He might be down a ton of gold from the minions, but it looks like he's going to have 4 kills right there. A beautiful job. They secured the dragon. They secured some kills. They're pounding away at this mid turret now. The rest of Lion are trying to respond to this, but just Jinx is doing so much damage to this turret. They're trying to help, trying to do
Frag gets
but this might not be enough.
He throws out the dark passage, but it doesn't even matter. Another kill goes over to nothing here. This is Lion just suddenly playing quite sloppily and just trying to push back when they absolutely cannot. There was 2 members of Lion trying to defend that tower against 5 members actually, of DZG in that mid lane. Should not have been there. They did not have the wave clear of Yuri. They did not have the wave clear of Seiya with the boomerang blade. I'm not sure what they were thinking, trying to regress there. And all of a sudden, you can see tower advantage now in the hands of DZG, kill advantage in their hands, and they're only down by about 100 gold. This game just got blown wide open.
chaotic confusion right there from the side of Lyon Gaming. They did so well at the beginning. They dictated the pace of the game, but then they got a little bit too greedy, a little bit too aggressive, and DZG Fire is not the team that's going to let that happen and fall to the wayside. Yes, there's going to be a tower in the top lane going down for Lyon Gaming to help increase their gold back up to about 1,000, but this game right now is being controlled a lot by DZG Fire. They're doing such a good job. 5, 2, and 0 on nothing here. He has this Infinity Edge completed, as well as the Avaris Blades, so he's going to be able to crank off a lot more damage. And look at this, Frag getting caught out.
Again, just getting caught. The ultimate comes down. He takes a tunnel over the wall, but doesn't even matter. Nothing has vision. Throws that rocket over the wall. Finds himself yet another kill. Now 6, 2, and 0. Huge shockwave comes through though, and Max Turbo gets melted out. Here comes Doom Turbo over on the Seiya. They will take him down. Nothing here. Finds that kill, and he wants more. He is out for blood. Jiro getting burned down by these rockets. He has to hop away. Oh, that piercing arrow almost takes him down. He throws out the super mega death rocket. It's not going to connect.
Oh, it goes over the wall.
He's almost in range. He throws out the let's bounce. Can he find the target? No, he cannot. The play comes through. The punch does connect, but barely so. The zap! Nice juke by Jiro. The grabbing the Doom Trouble, and he gets melted out, and Jiro actually throws out the boomerang and gets the kill on the backside of that one. Overall, though, good engaged by DZG Fire, but he's getting a little too overconfident like we saw in that first game and lose some kills on the backside of the engagement. Wow. What an engagement. It looks like Frag's actually not done. Vulcan quite low, nothing here. He doesn't have a lot of mana. Throws down the chompers, not going to connect, and Jiro coming back in, almost has that Narabar completely full. Throws out the boomerang, doesn't matter, does not get the assist. It's going to be the solo kill actually going over to Frag. But a good fire back, and that's really going to solidify the lead back in the hands of Lyon for the time being.
Back and forth, crazy amount of flurry right there from all members. I'm still amazed that that Doom Turbo was able to get that elastic slingshot over the wall. And that right there was pretty much the tide turner for everything that DZG Fire did off of that. They were able to pick up the kills, another, 3 kills going over to nothing here, but Doom Turbo just got aggressive. He hit the successful jump over the wall and bounced away thinking it would get him to victory, but instead he found his own demise and doom, and the rest of Lyon Gaming were just able to capitalize on that. That's the name of this entire game. Every move that each team is making, they're going great, they're going well, but then they just over-capitalize. They do too much at too much of the wrong time, and the other enemy team is capitalizing on those mistakes. 3,000 gold now in favor of Lyon Gaming. We've got the 1 minute 45-second timer on the Dragon. Baron is live. We're seeing the wards being popped out, and at this point in time, DZG Fire really needs to get some ward coverage out because there is so much in favor of Lyon Gaming.
You can see they're going for this Baron bait, but this Crying Orb will go ahead and spot out pretty much the entire DZG team. So they're going to go ahead and hightail it right out of that pit. Vision control being battled for here by both sides. Baron just spawned 30 seconds ago. I don't think anyone's really going to commit to trying to take that one quite just yet. I feel like no one's really tanky enough at this point to try to take that one up. Maybe Jiro in a Mega Gnar. He has a frozen mallet, so he does have that 700 extra HP, but even so, I feel like it'd be quite a dangerous gambit to go for that one. You can see DZG actually gonna go ahead and start this one up. Doom Turbo already taking a bit of damage from this Baron. This is going to be a really risky play. The pings are coming across. Of course, they're standing right on top of that Scuttle Crab.
Yuri and Frag are a little bit too far away.
Half HP. Grab goes on to Cobra. Can they follow up? Seiya, he gets bound out. He's going to get popped. Nothing here. Finds the first kill. Jiro not able to enter the Mega Gnar quite just yet. Goes in now. Misses the stun. Frag goes in deep. The Mega Gnar is completely whiffing. The shockwave comes through, but it's a double kill. Going over to Yuri. And he's just trying to turn this fight right around. Flash over the wall by Jiro. Locks in Vulcan. They're going to find the 3 for 0. Max Trollo almost going down. RSA flashes forward. Can he find the death sentence? Has the vision. Throws it. It's not going to connect. The boomerang on the backside does connect for the slow, but there's not going to be the follow-up. But overall, it's the 3 for 1 in favor of Lyon. They're going to be able to get a turret off of this one, and I think they really just solidified a lead for themselves.
They weren't sure exactly how much damage they could crank out. The Baron was just cranking way too much damage for them, and the beautiful response by Lyon Gaming and the even better shockwave by Yuri was able to not only net 2 kills for himself, but really propel the team forward. Lord Giral missed about every skill shot you could in that fight, and it's still, they were able to persevere, came thing up on top. They're now sporting almost a 6K gold lead. They're going to get the Dragon. They're going to get control of the jungle buffs as well, and every move that DZG Fire does, they do so well, and then they falter step, get too greedy, and Lyon is just making sure to capitalize.
You know, it figures that in a match between an NA team and then an LAN team, the NA team is the one that makes the NA Baron play and just completely
It's only fair. It's only fair.
It just has to happen.
They know that Dignitas has open spots on the roster right now, so they might as well keep it consistent and, you know, try for things there.
Shots fired indeed right there, and I think we have to actually, we'll ask the viewers what they think about this one. We already have, there's going to be a top like 5 plays over on the AlphaDraft challenge, or the AlphaDraft League YouTube channel. Do you think that we should have a top 5 misplays? Because I think that Baron as a whole goes in there, as does Jiral's Gnar ultimate during that play, because both were pretty rough looking and rough to see. There's been a couple actually in this game, a couple Orianna ults I think that might qualify as well.
It was, but see, that's where Lyon Gaming is created the opposite. They might not be able to hit every ultimate, but they can at least control Baron.
Are they really doing this again?
Round 2, ladies and gentlemen, the Baron, here it comes.
All right, we'll see how this one goes this time. Halfway down, Yuri's still in the bot side of the map doing that split push thing, but he has a teleport. He's going to go ahead and burn this one on the backside of the pit. Looks like DZG just going to go ahead and back off of this one. Still just revisiting this Baron. Really odd decision. Lyon is at least not really in a position to take this one, I don't think. Just given with the vision from the Scuttle Crab, I don't think that they're going to try to. I don't think they're going to make the same mistake that DZG did a couple minutes ago. Just really bizarre decision making right there to try to go back to that one. I can see the bait. I can see trying to bait it and wait in the pit like they did before, but to just go back and actually engage it.
Maybe they think they'll make the same mistake twice, but no, they're just going to back up. They're going to reset themselves, and I want to see exactly how much Nothing here is able to capitalize on things, because if we look across the board, yes, they're down 5,000 gold, but another thing that you kind of have to take into effect is how much is each champion getting the resources pumped into them. So even though that 5,000 gold is down, if you look at the discrepancy of the gold, most of the gold is actually pretty evenly well dispersed. Yes, you've got about 1,000 gold, or about 1,200 gold ahead, ahead on the mid laner as well as the AD carry for the gold spread of Lyon Gaming. But if you look on the spread of DZG Fire, all of their gold is getting pumped into Nothing here. And so it's going to be up to him to really provide the damage and really provide the DPS output in these fights, because if not, there's not enough gold, there's not enough items for the rest of the team to be able to do as much damage. And so that's where a lot of this problem is coming. They're focusing down Nothing here, they're getting the efforts where they need to go, and the rest of the team just doesn't have the damage to be able to follow up.
Seeing that tier 1 being contested a little bit. Max trying to push forward and trying to get that objective for his team. Down 2 towers right now. Taking that tier 1 in the bot side would give a bit of gold back overall to DZG, but not able to find that one good run down by Frag to stop him from taking that. Becoming he's a very tanky Rek'Sai at the moment. She's looking pretty scary. Randuin's Omen with that Cinder Hulk, Sightstone as well. So a lot of HP coming through there. Gonna need to pick up a little bit of AP maybe for Max, who's building, very much full AP Lulu in this top side of the map. So might have to respect that damage and pick up like a Spirit Visage or something in the coming minutes here. But for now, sitting pretty well with that Randuin's Omen. Gonna keep him safe from most of the damage that Cobra and Nothing here are able to output at the given moment. You can see the last Whisper getting ready to come through here for this Jinx. It's just about 400 gold away from completing that one. That could be a tide turner for DZG in these team fights if Nothing here is able to sit back and just fire off those rockets consistently. We'll have to see how these team fights are going to unfold, because so far in this game, they've been extremely sloppy.
They have indeed. There was an Aegis of the Legion picked up by Arce, so he's going to have a little bit of help on Max Trobo, but it might not necessarily be enough, because you're right, she is building straight AP onto that. And Seiya as well, actually going for the investment on the stuff. Oh, Max Trobo,
yeah,
though, you're
Max
getting caught out, buddy.
Getting caught out. He forces out the wild throw. The box gets thrown down. However, with Yuri there, he's definitely going to go down. But look at this. This is DZG going straight back over to this Baron. So far, it's just Jiral near the pit. The Void Rush gets blown out by Frag to get himself closer in.
On the hunt,
coming around the side as well. They have to be very cautious about their push.
Oh, they're getting pinchered.
He's already quite low. Good spell shield to stop this app. Zero nowhere near this. Meganar, though, gets locked up by that ultimate. But here comes Seiya, takes down Vulcan. Now nothing here. He gets destroyed. Frag will find the killing blow. Cobra too far forward. He gets melted out by Yuri. It's gonna be the ace going through, and it's gonna be the Baron picked up for Lyon Gaming.
Oh my gosh, again and again, DZG Fire is just getting caught out onto this Baron. A beautiful job by Lyon Gaming, though, to just consider the pincer effect and going down. Frag throws his ultimate in to join the fight immediately. Yuri and Arce came around the backside, were able to get the hooks. Not only were they able to secure the ace, but they secured the Baron up almost 10,000 K gold at 28 minutes in the game. Lyon Gaming stuttered and stumbled a little bit early, but now 10,000 gold ahead. They're in control of this game.
Yeah, very much so. It was looking so back and forth, but now they finally found their comfort zone, found their foothold in this matchup, and I'd be pretty surprised to see if Lyon is willing to give that up without one hell of a fight from the side of DZG. You can see Dragon has spawned. This would be third of the game for Lyon Gaming, so that 5% move speed buff going to come in quite nicely for them. We've already seen them have such great global presence. Having this increased move speed is only going to provide that much more. We can see Jimmy Trouble getting grabbed up over the side of the wall. Here comes the damage as Yuri and everybody else arrives. Jiro will finish him off. And with the jungler down, they should be able to just go ahead and force a fight wherever they want. They do not have to worry about that let's bounce for quite some time here. 20 seconds on the clock. We'll see if they're able to push anything down. We could see Max Trobo keeping that wave pushed against that top tier 1 tower. The tier 2 tower, the last tier 2 standing for the team. Looks like Lyon is going to posture up in this mid lane to try to get some pressure down, but without a wave, going to be hard-pressed to do just that.
There's still some solid wave clear coming out of the Static Shiv. Excuse me, rockets from nothing here, as well as the stuff, but it doesn't matter. The Baron, as well as the Banner of Command siege minion right there, they're going to secure the bot tower. They might be able to get this in here right now. Doom Trouble's alive, though.
Yeah, he goes in, but he does not have his passive. He gets onto Seiya. Can he finish him off? It's not going to happen. The crit comes through the last second, and now Max Trouble in a bad spot. Yuri flashes forward. Can he get the kill? It's actually going to be Frag that confirms that one. So far, a 3-0. The inhibitor goes down, and Lyon Gaming looking like they might just be able to put the final nail in the coffin right here. Baron empowered minions, Banner of Command minion as well. They are knocking on the door of the Nexus Tower as the first one falls. The second one is going to go down as well. It looks like Lyon Gaming should be able to take this and a 2-0 win over top of DZG. Just for good measure, they finish off Vulcan. Arce roping him in and finishing him off.
Cobra
Quite low. Oh, it doesn't even matter. Cobra just gets absolutely destroyed. Almost gets the kill. Here comes Doom Promo. Says, hey guys, I'm still here, but doesn't matter. The Nexus goes down. 2-0 victory for Lyon Gaming.
Flubber made his cameo entrance right there as he came across into the fight. But no, a lot sloppier than the first game, but still Lyon Gaming proving their superiority, coming out on top of that game. Another stellar performance by, say, a 5-2-11, but that's going to really have to come down to Yuri. He had a couple missed shockwaves, but when the shockwaves mattered most, he was able to hit them. 4-1-14, 18 out of 21 kill participation. A beautiful job by him, an even better job by the rest of the team. And Lyon Gaming, our first series of the night, our first series of HTC Ascension, and Lyon Gaming is going to come away with the 2-0 victory.
Really fantastic start for those guys. DZG Fire can't feel too bad on themselves. They put up one hell of a fight for the first half of that game. It just got a little bit out of hand. I think both of these teams, what they can take from this is they really have to review some decision making. The Baron, the second Baron, when they revisited that one, it forced the teleport from Yuri, which was a good cooldown to burn, but they didn't really capitalize on anything having that down. So they just really have to, especially think about these Baron visits. It just looked really, really rough from them. As far as Lyon Gaming goes, a lot of poor engages at times. They kind of got spun around by almost happenstance. It just kind of like, oh, hey, all of a sudden we're winning this fight, whereas before it looked really bad. Jiro missing a lot of Meganar ultimates where they could have been, it could have been very definitively like winning a fight had he landed that. Missing a lot of those. Yuri with some shockwaves. Arce with that flash hook. So some questionable plays from pretty much everybody. So you're going to just have to maybe get rid of those tournament jitters, shake it off, and then just kind of focus in going into their next matchup. But speaking of our next matchup, that's just the first best of 3 of the night. Of course, 2-0 over to Lyon Gaming, so congratulations to those guys. But we have another one coming up. This time it's going to be Zenith Esports versus DZG Storm, the sister team to Fire. And I believe it's heavily considered that Storm is actually the secondary or the lesser team compared to Fire. So Storm going to have a lot more to prove after seeing this performance from Fire. They definitely don't want to get 2-0'd like their sister team just did. So we'll have to see what those guys are going to pull out as far as their performance goes. But we're going to find out about that in a couple minutes when we come back. We're going to go to a break, guys. So don't go anywhere. When we return, we do have that match. And of course, a huge shout out to our sponsors, HTC and AlphaDraft, without whom this tournament would not be possible. If you guys have been enjoying the tournament, be sure to take to Twitter, join the discourse, and let us know what you think by using the hashtag HTC Ascension and tweeting at HTC Esports. Let us know your thoughts on what you thought the biggest play was from that set, what you thought the biggest misplay was from that set, and just generally let us know what you think of everything. We'll be right back in a couple minutes with that game. I'm going to be jumping out. Filling in for me is going to be Josh Piscator-Lee. And I believe, Bill, I'm not sure if are you jumping out?
I am staying. I am. No, okay. I'm jumping back in. I jumped out, jumped back in. Well, I did my dance, and I'm staying.
All right. Well, Jump will still be here to escort you guys through the craziness that is this Challenger tournament. I hope the games continue to be as hype as that last one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.